You don't want to make it so complicated that you're not actually using your planner. I'm gonna say this one more time too, because I feel like someone needs to hear this. Like, your planner doesn't have to be that beautiful, super clean, like color-coded thing that you see online. I'm not wearing a bra right now, so hopefully my hair and my jacket kind of hide that because, you know, 2020. I'm Molly and I'm so excited you're here because we are going to be talking about one of my very favorite things today. I am such a nerd. I love planning. I love organization. I love planners. I love goals. We're talking about planners and organization and goals. Literally all the things I just talked about. So, I am going to talk specifically about how I use my planner to stay organized, stay on track, how I meet my goals and accomplish my goals using my planner. So I'm going to kind of walk y'all through my planner that I use for 2020. Yes, I actually used my planner this year. It's kind of a mess, so I'm gonna go a little bit of a ways back into the beginning of the year, and then I'm also going to show y'all the planner that I got for 2021, kind of show y'all how I'm going to map out the year and specifically how I use it just to set myself up for success. Let's get started. Before I dive all into showing y'all my planner from this year, I want to talk to y'all about a few things just to keep in mind. The first one is to write things down as you think of them, and even if you think it is something that you are going to remember, like, oh, I need to get avocados at the grocery store, and you're going to the grocery store in an hour, go ahead and write it down. And whether that's in your planner where you keep your grocery list or on your phone or whatever it is, just write that down. And maybe that was a silly example because you don't put your grocery list in your planner, but you get the idea. I just encourage you to get in the habit of writing things down by hand, because most likely when you think you're going to remember something else is going to come up and you're going to completely forget about what it is that you thought was going to be so easy to remember. So just get in the habit, as soon as you have a thought that pops up, just write it down. The next thing is to get in the habit of bringing your planner everywhere with you. And so if you get in the habit of bringing it everywhere with you and writing everything down as a thought strikes, whether it is something you need to do or a new idea you had, whatever it is, they go hand in hand together. And so you're setting yourself up for success just by doing those two things. And so I literally always have mine with me. It's always in my purse. I am bringing it with me whenever I am just jumping in my car because it's where I write down everything. And then something else to remember is that there are so many different type of planners out there, like so many different type of planners out there. Just when I think I have seen every type of layout out there, I see something different. So if you feel like you don't like the planner that you used last year, just look online and even Google specific type of layout, whether you want vertical or horizontal or the time blocks or like only to-dos, dated, not dated, like whatever it is. There are so many different types, and even just going to Target or looking on like a small, if you like to shop small, they're going to like a paper shop and seeing the different types that they carry online can be really, really helpful. So definitely, if you don't have your planner yet, definitely go and kind of browse around online just to see what you like. I actually have been using the exact same planner since college. So I've been using the same one for like 6 years now. I use the Day Designer and then whatever that Emily Lay one is for the first 2 years in college, and then I use this Erin Condren one for 6 years, and then I'm switching it up this year with this new Talking Out of Turn one, which I'm super excited about. I'm gonna say this one more time too, because I feel like someone needs to hear this just again. Look, your planner doesn't have to be that beautiful, super clean, like color-coded thing that you see online and in pictures or like on Instagram. Like, no one else is using your planner or seeing your planner except for you. So like, you do whatever works for you. And so what you're about to see is like not pretty, it's not clean, like it's a bunch of like chicken scratch scribbles, like it's not cute. I just flipped to a random page in March. I was trying to find, again, like I do a bunch of scribbles on the side, and so there's just like a bunch of, like I send out cards a lot, and so there's just like a bunch of addresses and stuff. So I was trying to find a page that didn't have any like address or anything on it. So I am going to kind of call out a few specific things that I do in my planner that are really helpful for me. Oh my gosh, it's messy in here. This is the layout that I have, which I do really like because I break it up into morning, afternoon, night. You can add notes in the bottom and anything on the side. So that's really helpful. I had this, which gave me a glance or an overview of the whole entire month. I did already have the dates, which not all planners have that. Over on the side is where I usually write big weekly to-dos, always on the side. Like I had to follow up with a company for a payment. I made my target list on this side. I had a question that I think I just had like top of mind that I didn't want to forget that I wrote down. At the bottom, I am writing usually tasks for my blog. It's where I'm writing campaigns. It's where I'm writing blog posts that I have. This really works for me. Another thing I want to call out is highlighters. So I'm highlighting the important tasks. Something that works for a lot of people is writing out like top 3 priorities of the day, and a lot of planners have a slot for like, what are your top 3 priorities? Obviously in this planner there wasn't a spot for that. However, in my brain I do really like to prioritize tasks, so I do that by highlighting my tasks. Sometimes I only have one task that I really need to get done that day and it's like a time crunch. Other days I have like 5 things that need to get done, so I highlight whatever that is. Some people also really like to color coordinate. I do not like to color coordinate. I love colors. I do not like to color coordinate. Honestly, it confuses me. And so my advice to y'all is to keep it as simple as possible. If you like to color coordinate and that helps your brain, definitely do it. But I would just say, if when you start to think of all that stuff, it stresses you out, then don't do it, because if it stresses you out, then eventually you're not gonna use your planner. If you're having to think too much to use your planner, you're definitely not going to use it, right? And that's not the point of it. You don't wanna make it so complicated that you're not actually using your planner. And so one thing that I do use color for in my planner, which I just pick up a random highlighter, and that's like whatever color my highlighter is that I grab, that's what I highlight. I just know like highlight means it's a priority and I need to get it done. What I do use color for is if I either had a meeting or if I had something to do. Color just means there's something to do. It can be a meeting or it can just be something with friends. I had a bunch of meetings at work, and so those were all in color. I had priorities that I had highlighted, including something I did not want to forget to do, or else I would have to start paying that, and so I highlighted that at the top. I had things at night. I had a blog post down at the bottom. Same with things on the weekend, doctor's appointment, and so that's a pretty clear picture of how I would use a planner. Literally writing everything down and crossing it off as soon as I finish. I have just a few more tips too for setting up your planner for 2021. My first piece of advice is to set aside time every single week and make it a regular thing to use your planner. So maybe that's Saturday morning you plan out your week, Sunday night you plan out your week, maybe Wednesday. Oh, I think my camera's falling. I feel like it's very crooked now, but I'm not sure, and honestly I'm kind of sweating. But yeah, I can't take off the jacket because you know why? I'm not wearing a bra right now. As I was saying though, it's really important to set aside time to use your planner every single week so that you can plan ahead for success, and just make it a habit. Make it a habit to kind of do an audit of what you have for the upcoming week. By doing this type of audit where you're glancing back prior to the week before and you're glancing forward to the week that you have coming, honestly it helps you to not only better understand yourself and the habits that you have and the areas that you can improve in, it honestly really helps you with your time management, because you do get a better understanding of the areas that you think that you're going really fast in, you're actually taking a really long time in, or areas where you're maybe spending like an hour scrolling on your phone and you didn't realize that. But honestly, it just helps create a much better awareness. In addition to setting aside this weekly time, which doesn't have to be this like long, elaborate thing, like it can really only be like 30 minutes or even less if you can do it pretty quickly. I encourage you to set aside a monthly reflection, and your planner might even have something. My Talking Out of Turn planner does, and I'm so excited. Let me see. Let's see, I'm going to spin actually the planner around just so y'all can see it and get a better idea. So it has this kind of recap page of just like how did you do, and it has something at the beginning of every month too to kind of fill this out as well. So even if your planner doesn't have something like this, a monthly reflection is so helpful for basically the same reasons that a weekly reflection is too, but goals change all the time. And so you might set a goal at the beginning of the year or even the beginning of the month, and the more that you spend time on it, you might be like, this doesn't really align with my values anymore or who I am as a person, and I feel like I'm changing and this just doesn't work for me anymore. And so setting aside the time to really reflect on that and see that you're changing and realize that you're going in a new direction is really important, because if you're just go and full steam ahead and not even stopping to reflect on why it is you're working on what you're working on, you literally may be working on something for a whole entire year, and then at the end of the year you might be like, this did not fulfill me or refuel me or recharge me or give me any sense of purpose at all the entire year, and you were doing it just because you decided at the beginning of the year you were gonna do it. And you do not want that to happen at all. And so a monthly reflection can be so important, and a planner can really help you with that. Sorry, my camera is now kind of like, we're doing a little dance. The planner can really help you with that. And even if you don't have like a recap in your planner, even just like jotting notes in your planner throughout the weeks and on weekends, it can be really helpful just to go back and look at those, especially if you're just like kind of writing your emotions and how your days were, or just like your thoughts, going back and being like, oh yeah, I like went to this event, or I watched this like webinar and I thought I was gonna love it and I actually didn't like it as much. Like, going back to take a peek at those notes can be really helpful for those monthly reflections. Last but definitely not least, which I know everyone says, but you should probably do this at the beginning because it is so important just to love the people around you well, is to mark all your big dates as you are setting up your planner. And I go through and I mark the anniversaries of like my parents and my friends. I mark the birthdays of my friends, of course. I'm marking graduations that I have. I just mark all the important dates because I just said important really weird. But reality is that life gets really busy, and I have absolutely missed birthdays before, and I know I don't care if anyone misses my birthday because I know that life gets really busy, but I feel really bad when I miss a birthday. Like I said earlier in the video, I think I love sending cards, and so when I miss a birthday, it just makes me feel really bad, and I don't want to miss that. And so it's helpful just if you set aside even just like an hour and you go onto Facebook and you look up everyone's birthday, so you don't even have to text anyone and you just have it marked. And then when you have it marked, you can see it at the beginning of the week, and then you can just go ahead and send everyone a card, and it's so nice, or just have like a text ready to go. So that makes life a lot easier. Thank you so much for watching my video. I love talking about organization, and so I hope this was helpful. I hope it provided some encouragement and some positivity as you think about planning and just organization for 2021. If you want any more ideas or suggestions for how to use your planner or just organize more for this upcoming year, definitely let me know and I will create more videos. See you next time.